Hello folks, Kirks and Maritz here, and guess what today is? It is bottling day. It's been a couple of weeks since we made our sweet Newkie brown. I've got it right here next to me. You can't see it in the video as yet, but you will do. So let's get on. We've got all of our equipment here and get this beer all bottled up and ready for drinking. Right then, you may have noticed that we've got some new additions to our setup. I brought a pressure barrel, and this was the more expensive type. I think it was around £50, something like that. I got multiple fittings for the top for the Super 30 Hambleton barred carbon dioxide gas cylinders. Obviously that's if we want to put it in the pressure barrel. The bottles that I've got, these are all pressure tested already because this is the beer that I drink anyway, which is Bass. 500, I think the 500 or 550ml, let me just check. Let's have a look. Hold on, because I've got loads of different beers in the fridge. These are, yeah, the 500ml, them bottles are. Get them back in the fridge because I'm going to be drinking these. Okay, that's that. Right, what else have we got? Got another fermentation bin. Already put the little label on, but first things first, we've got different sanitisers now. I've got Young's, this is steriliser and cleaner. We've got VWP steriliser and cleaner. Got another bottling thing, I can't think what the bloody called, siphon kit. Got a different spoon. We've got some new airlocks because the fittings for that, they already come pre-done, which is well handy. That's what pissed me off with the Wilko one, because it wasn't done and I had to do it myself, which meant I had to go and get my drill because I'd borrowed it with my bloody brother. But what I want to do is, I've measured out some water in here. I want to get our star san in here because even though I do wash everything and sanitise it, I can't get the bloody lid off this and it's still sealed. Oh. Even though I do wash and sanitise everything, including all of the bottles, I've now got 60 of those bottles. I wanted to... It's alright, the kids have just finished school. I wanted to get it sanitised anyway, so I think we'll get that in. I want basically all of this stuff in here. Let's get the lot in. Let's get that in. Oh, I've just taken the last hydrometer reading. Now, I've been writing it down because, like I say, the sweet Newkie brown has been fermenting now for 2 weeks. It did say in the packet, I'm sure it was 4 to 6 days it says in here. And I thought that the Jervin yeast would have acted a lot quicker, and it did, and it didn't. It slowed down around after a week, and then it went back up again. But the readings we got were 1.012, and then it started fluctuating. It was that reading for a couple of days, so I checked it on the 3rd day, then it had gone up to 1014. I've got the last hydrometer reading right in front of me here, and it stayed now at 1.014. So I'll have to work out what the ABV is for that, because at 1.012 it was coming out at 5.2% alcohol. So I think that would have gone down a little bit now. But I'll test that out. I'll probably put it in the video because I haven't quite got the grasp of this hydrometer and working out the alcohol yet. So you'll have to bear with me with that one. Right, we're getting our gear in here, aren't we? So I think I'll use that one. We've got, how many? Right, there's 52 a pack of these bottle caps, so we're just going to open one of them and put the lot in. Swap that there, let's put that there. Now, the hydrometer stuff, I'm still using that. Let me give you a little look at some of the other stuff I brought as well. Right, they are some Cooper's beer bottles, obviously. They're the plastic type, you know, like that. And let's have a loving look at our beautiful brew. Look at that, man. And I'll tell you something now, I wish you could smell this. It smells absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do is, we're going to give that 15 minutes in the sanitizer. I'm going to get some of them bottles in and let's take it from there. Right, I'm just doing the final hydrometer reading and it stayed the same at 1.012. Don't know what I was talking about earlier, but that's the reading. I'd put the readings back to bloody front. But that's what it's been now. And let me try and get that round so you can see it. I've tried to get that. Oh, stay still. I've done this over the last 3 days. And my first reading, 1012. And it's obviously stayed the same if this bloody thing stops spinning. Yeah, it looks like 1012. That's what my first one was, and 3 days later, it's still the same. So I'm quite happy with that, and I think that comes in at 5.2%. I will double check that, but I think that's what it is. Right then, we've now sterilised and sanitised our 40 plus bottles, all of the equipment that was in our fermenter. What I want to now do is, I want to transfer all of that Star San water into our pressure barrel. So, let's give this a little suck. Okay, finger on the top. Okay, brilliant, that's flowing. There's no point in wasting all this. What I'm going to do next is, I'm going to prime. I might move this actually. Put it in the sink because it's a bit closer. Is that still flowing? Yeah, that's still flowing. I want to prime all my bottles, ready for condition. I think it's called conditioning. I have had some brilliant tips on the channel so far. Big shout out to Wazzy Raw, he's a long time subscriber and he has helped me out. I'll leave a link for your channel in my description. I'll see if anyone wants to check it out, have a look, because he, like I say, he's been helping me out. He's been home brewing for a good while, a lot longer than I have anyway, well over a year. And he's been giving me some tips and advice, and that's well appreciated because we do need this on this part of the channel, because like I've said before in other videos, this is very new to me. Now, I'd also like to put something out. If anyone's ever done home brewing with bottles, they will know the beer balancing bottle trick on the necks of the bottles, and if anyone's ever done it, they'll know what a major pain in the arse it is. I've got to get one of those trees that you put the beer bottles on. That's the next thing I'm buying. Also, the next thing that I'll be getting is one of those long tubes that you put the bottles up to fill them up. I think that's going to be a lot easier than this bloody nozzle. Even though it has got a little tap on it, I think it's going to be easier all round. But let's get on to our actual brew ourselves. I mean, it's not ready yet, but it's lost that massive malt smell that it had at the start, because that's all you could smell. It smells absolutely beautiful. You're just getting a lovely whiff of beer, basically. I can't smell no lemons and flowers and stuff like that. I can smell beer and it's smelling good. It does smell a hell of a lot like Newcastle brown ale. It is sweet Newkie brown ale from Wilko's, but that's what it smells like. Let's have a little slurp and we'll see what it tastes like, because that's the kind of guy I am. Okay, it's bitter. It's bitter. It hasn't got loads of flavour. I wouldn't say it's very sweet. It's got a bit of poke to it though. You can taste you know, a bit of strength there. So I think what I'll do next is, once this is filled up, we're going to prime some of our bottles with our carbonation drops, which I'll be showing you in a second, and we'll take it from there. I think I'm going to finish this up. Lovely jubbly, mate. Right then, I've transferred all of that lot, all our Star San, into our little old pressure bucket, but what I wanted to show you was the final readings for that. It was between 18 and 20 degrees Celsius. We lost a little bit from the 23 litre mark, which I'm not that bothered about, so I think we'll crack on. Now we've got all our nice little bottle caps sanitised and we've got all our bottles done as well. So let's give this bottling a go. These are what I'm using to carbonate it. They're called Wilko Carbonation Drops, ideal way to carbonate bottled beers, lagers and ciders. The exact amount of priming sugars pre-measured, ready for bottling. These are 160 grams. I've got 42 bottles here, and I'll get into that in a second. A hard-boiled blend of sugar and glucose syrup for carbonating home brews, beers, lagers and ciders. Add 2 carbonation drops per pint, 500 millilitres. These bottles are 500 millilitres, but these work out at £4 per bag for them. And all you're getting for that is these little balls. Okay, so if we're adding 2 to every 500 millilitres, that means at 38 bottles we've now ran out. We've got some chippings here, so let's whack them in. We're going to get 39 bottles out of this one packet. So that leaves 3 that we can't do unless we open up the new packet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these to one side, like so. I think personally, for the next brew, what I'll do is use that CO2 cartridge, because when we put it in the pressure barrel, you give it a 1 second burst. There's supposed to be 30 1-second bursts in that whole CO2 container. I think it'll work out more cost effective than at £4 per pack for these, unless I can get some cheap ones, and I've just received a text. Right, I think we're going to set up the siphoning tube and have a go at these bottles now, but I thought it was important to just run through what the score was with these first. So here we are now bottling. I've just done the first bottle because I wanted to get it through the siphon, and it's gone all over my arms and all that lot. I think I definitely need one of them bottling ones, definitely. So let's have a go with this one. Okay, that's flowing. You can't really see it, and I'm having a bit of trouble seeing in these dark bottles, to be quite honest with you. I'm trying to get it so it flows along the neck of the bottle, because the first one I did, it's full of froth. So let's get this one filled up. That's flowing really nice, that is. Okay, let's get ready with this tap. And there we go. That one I done perfectly. Where is it? I love the dark bottles, but it's bloody hard seeing where the beer is. Just top up a bit more. Okay, there we go. That one's a better one. It's up to about here on the neck now, that is. Lovely job, bloke. Let's do another one. Yeah, I definitely need one of them ones for this bottling because this is, I mean, it's okay. Oh, come on. It's okay, but it's going to be a hell of a lot easier with that bottling wand. Also, the light in this kitchen, it ain't the best by a long shot. Right, that's just at the neck. There we go, spot on. Right then, I think I'm going to carry on with this because I'm going to be here for quite a while, I reckon. Once I've filled all these up, we'll go to the capping process, so I'll be right back. So here we are, we're at the bottling stage now. As you can see, I've done a load of them already. We did get one bottle that was about half empty, so I thought, you know what, let's pour that off and have a little drink of it, because that's the kind of guy I am. Right, there we go. Now, this is the very end of the barrel, so it ain't going to be the cleanest brew in the world, but you know what, I ain't bothered about that. So cheers, folks. Oh, a little slurp there, did you hear that? Now let me show you this. This is what we had left in the bottom of our fermenting bucket. Just wanted to show you that. That's what I've bottled up already, so sorry for moving the camera about. I know it can make people a bit seasick, that can. So, oh, I'm trying my best not to wobble it about a lot. So, I mean, it ain't the clearest, I mean. There's no two ways about it. But like I said, it's the end of the fermentation bucket, that is, so you get what you get. With the siphon, it has got a sediment trap on it. But I think for the next brew, I don't think I'm going to be using that siphon again because it did make a bit of a mess, but I used it for the first time, so you know. I think I'm going to put it in the pressure barrel, so siphon it off using that, put it in the pressure barrel, and I'm going to bottle it from there, I think, because I do prefer the bottles. I do like my beer in a bottle, to be fair. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing with these caps and that. So excuse me, I mean, I don't like going off the camera and turning my back to the camera, but I'm just doing this so you can see actually how I'm bottling it. I mean, that moved to the side, that did. Okay, that one's a bit better. And I'll give it 2 little shakes. Let's grab another one, because we do have the carbonation drops in. These bottle caps, the gold crown caps, £1 from Wilkinson's, for 50 they are. Now, so this is moving to the side, this is, for some reason. It wasn't doing this before. I don't think I've done anything to that. I mean, it is sealing, but it's moving to the side for some reason. Like I was saying, they're £1 from Wilkinson's, these gold crown caps. I have seen them on eBay. So, see what I mean? I think there's, whoa, I think there's something wrong with this capper, because that ain't going on properly. No, that ain't, it is sealing it, it is sealed. Okay, so let's move the camera back up so you can see me while I try and figure this out a little touch. Yeah, I mean, I've seen them on eBay and they want like £2 for 10 of them, for gold ones. Don't ask me what. Ain't got a bloody clue. Now can that go in there first? Is that magnetic? Okay, so it is magnetic. Let's try it. Perfect. Yeah. I think it was something I was doing. It's got to be. Because that was perfect. Right then, last one folks. Yeah, and I thought £2 for 10. That's mental. That really is mental. And these ones, that's it, perfect. These ones are going on pretty well. I mean, out of all of this lot, I only messed up one of them, which was this one. And that was the second one I'd done. So, messed that one up, but there you go. So what did we get out of this bottling up? We got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41 bottles plus half a pint of murky water with 0 head on it, and it's I ain't going to say what it reminds me of, but that's the kind of guy I am, folks. So anyway, I think we'll leave it there for this episode. In my next one, I'm going to do give me a second. I'm going to do a dark velvet stout, which I love stout, a Guinness, etc. But that's what I want to go with next, I think. We'll be using the pressure barrel for that one. We'll be doing exactly the same fermentation, I would have thought, with the Wilko kit. I mean, if I do get other kits, I'll give it a go with them. But as yet, I'm sticking with the cheap ones at the moment because there's got to be a learning curve to this, because there is with anything. But that's what we'll be doing next, the dark velvet stout, I think. So keep your comments coming, because I do enjoy having a little chat through the comments section. Any advice, that's always welcome, you know, tips, etc. So I hope you enjoyed it, folks. If you did, a little thumbs up helps the video get shared to other people, gives it a better share on YouTube so more people see it when they type in things like homebrew, etc. And I'll catch you in the next episode. I've been Kirk St. Moritz, and that's the kind of guy I am. Catch you in the next episode.